no matter where you live. This is the future of the internet. This is on chain.
Hey, greetings, everybody.
What's
And
up?
to my colleagues, Mr. Lloyd and Mr. Shabs, how you guys doing?
Hey guys, BM. Hey
Mm-hmm.
Shabs, hey Gugu. Hi everybody
Yo,
watching.
what's
It's going
up?
great on my end. Um, can't complain. Got some nice weather.
Mm.
Not too rainy, not too sunny. It's kinda in the middle today compared to the last couple of days when we had some heavy rains. But
Mm.
yeah, all good from my side.
Nice.
Yo.
Yeah, we got some beautiful rains on our end.
Mm,
To be
Nice.
honest, it's been raining, I think, since early morning. Started raining.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Mm,
Nice.
nice, beautiful. I think you can feel it separating the seasons, right? Like now
y-
the summer's out the way and it's like, what comes before winter? Autumn, right?
mm,
Yeah, I
Autumn.
don't know
yeah.
if it's autumn in our side, but you can still feel it start getting chilly a bit. So you can really feel the difference between the hot summers. So
Yeah.
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 But I'm
Mm.
enjoying it, man. It's refreshing. It's
Me too.
different from, just constantly having the summer and the sun and,
Mm.
hoping for the rain to come in here and there. Um, so yeah, I'm enjoying this a little bit more than I would have in the past. It's a good break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. What have you guys been up to? In fact, before we get into it, let me just quickly play the disclaimer and then we
All
Yeah.
right, cool.
can go.
Today's conversation is for information and educational purposes only. It does not constitute financial, technical, or legal advice. The views expressed are our own and do not represent Base, Coinbase, or any affiliated platforms.
Okay, right, we're back. What you guys been up to?
Lloyd, what have you
Yeah.
been up to? Huh?
Me. I've been playing around with my project for the base patches with the Unity robots. So I managed to set up my Isaac sim, and yeah, just kindly now trying to um, sync these robots to see what I can do with them in simulation. Um,
Mm.
I think the last hour, um, the last 2 3 hours when I was playing with them, before I left
Mm.
them for a bit, they were when I was starting the simulation, they were they were kind of bending and just hitting the ground with their heads. So that was quite funny to see.
It is. Do you have
Yeah.
a simulation to share today, by any chance? Oh, you
Still,
can't
I'm
share
actually
without revealing what you're doing, right?
I can like that's the only thing.
Okay.
I will show you guys maybe like a demo of how like Isaac Sim looks and just how the program is looking without really revealing a lot about like what I'm doing.
Okay.
I think I can share a quick.
Yeah. You can share your screen once you're
um,
ready, man.
Let me see. Okay.
Okay, your screen is on stage.
Okay. So this is obviously my project, and yeah, it's got a lot of stuff going on. You can see the files, but when you run it, like what I'm doing right now,
Sorry, Lloyd, do you wanna expand and fill the screen? Because we're seeing like
oh,
your
can you
VS
see?
Code is like yeah, it's full screen now. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, this is my code that I'm running to just kind of play around with my project. So this is kind of what I'm experimenting with. So when you open it, it runs this program. So my PC might be a bit slow because it's taking a lot of my GPU. So this is how Isaac Sim kind of looks like. My PC
By the
might be a
way,
bit
for,
slow,
for
so
anyone who's wondering what this is for the robotics track.
yeah.
And Lloyd is working on a robotics solution. So what we're seeing here is the robotics simulation, a platform called Isaac, and it's available it's on NVIDIA, am I correct?
Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
And
NVIDIA.
an NVIDIA platform. Okay.
Yeah. So I
All
don't
right.
know if you
Over to you.
can
Yeah, we can see
see.
your screen. We can see the simulation. So this
Yeah,
is the
some
G1 humanoid
robot.
robot
Yeah. Don't mind
from Unity. Okay.
the lighting might be a bit off because I haven't really just set up the lights and stuff. I'm just still trying to just get them up and running. And yeah, so this is how I'm playing with 5 robots, and currently I'm trying to I was playing around with um, like a state synchronization thing where I get 5 of them to kind of see or learn a particular task, and then ask the 5th one, which is blind, about what the other robots have kind of learned. So that's kind of what I'm working on, or a small part of what I'm working on, and hopefully I'll have something for you guys to see in terms of like movements and coordination, hopefully before the session ends. So yeah, so far this is what I'll show you guys without revealing too much about my my project. But basically, Isaac's team has got environments, robots, and it's got a lot that you can actually play around with. Um, and especially if you sync it to your IDE like this, it makes it easy because then all you have to do is keep talking with your IDE while it synchronizes everything in the back. So yeah. So I'll show you guys a bit more, hopefully before the session ends. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope, man.
Thank
That
Definitely
is
you.
dope.
nice, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for sharing that, Lloyd.
No worries.
I
Shebs,
think anything
on your end, do you
futuristic
have
is
questions for
Lloyd.
Lloyd? Hmm?
Like Lloyd has got all these futuristic things.
No.
He's got these
Just
crazy wild
experimenting.
things, man.
Mm.
Uh,
Nah, that's looking good, man. Like, in terms of, I don't know, who could have thought we'd be submitting robotics for base batches, right? So it's very beautiful, unique. We would never thought of that angle. So this is actually a very, very good addition to this. And I think it also probably sets the pace for far much more, even in future for base batches 4. So if we're at robotics right now, you can imagine what else would come up.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've had a very huge thing on gaming. I think was there much gaming on the last one? But I suspect on the next one they're probably gonna do a very huge gaming thing, kind of like speed run. But who knows? But yeah, so for now, this is where we are. It's robotics. It's startup, and then it's the student
Track.
tracks. Okay.
Yeah.
And the startup track is closing in a few days. So I think there's probably like 4 or 3 days left. It's
Yeah, it's
closing
on
on
the
what, on the
9th.
9th?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got like 4 more days, including today, right? There's
Yeah.
four
Yes.
more days. So anybody who's going to be submitting for the base batches startup track needs to, this is the time where you need to be filling out your application, because that takes a bit of time as well, right? And
Yes.
probably submitting it, and then you can continue with your builds. So that's something that I need to be doing as well. Okay.
And I
Yeah.
noticed
Then on your
that you have to. I'm not sure if it's the startup track, but
Mhm.
or it's just the robotics track. But I noticed that you need to have a video of the
Yes.
the founders of the project that is being submitted. So I feel
That's
like
true.
that's something that people can also like do in advance, because most of the
Yeah.
times you find that you can fill out the form, but then when you go to the video part, you're like, oh, let me take a video, but then you notice that maybe you don't really have good lighting, or maybe the
Yeah.
environment you're in isn't conducive. So it's a great idea to tackle that early on before you
So,
just start filling in your forms. So yeah.
yeah. And you could simply just do a selfie video,
Oh
the
yes.
typical Y Combinator type of videos where it's just a
Yes.
selfie and you're talking for 1 minute. It needs to be a 1 minute video, if I'm not mistaken. You're just talking about who you are, what your project is, etc., etc. It's really just a 1 minute elevator pitch. So who you are, what you're building, who the market is or the user base you're targeting, and why it's the next big thing, right? Or what's so
Yeah.
smart about it. So something that's pretty simple like that. And of course, upload your video to YouTube, and then you'll upload a link, or you'll copy the link from your YouTube to your application form. Okay. So pretty simple and straightforward. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lloyd, on your end, sorry, Shabs, on your end, what's
Yeah.
happening with your
So
builds?
on my end, remember I was talking to you about ideation, right?
Mm,
And the concept was if the intelligence has collapsed, right? So
mm,
you have um, so much in terms of access to models and intelligence that that's
mhm,
not really a problem anymore. So your tooling
Mhm.
is solved, intelligence is solved. So where does the bottleneck move to, right? Is it prior ideation, or is it
mhm,
post, tooling and intelligence? So I've just been
mhm,
trying to figure that out a little bit more. And simply because I keep on hearing the same thing and I keep on seeing the same thing when it comes to building, um, like people looking for a great idea to build something. So I'm kind
mm,
of sitting back on, right, how do you come up with an idea, right?
yeah,
And the project that I was working on, I was actually trying to um, get back into my IDE so I can launch it. But every time I
mhm,
do, it's like it slows down my PC to literally a
yeah,
halt. So if we do get slowed down and I'm not able to showcase exactly what it is that I want, please forgive, guys. I beg. Yeah.
no worries.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm
No
gonna
worries.
try and show you guys. But yeah, so the concept is around ideation, and Google
Mhm,
and I had a chat around what exactly it is that we should be building from an ideation
mm,
perspective. And
Yeah.
yeah,
I remember you were saying to me that, maybe think of a way to one shot something. So
mm,
I've got an idea. My system kind of evaluates the prompts, changes the prompt into something that is um, IDE or LLM ready, so that when you give this instruction to your IDE, it already has framed the problem, it already has a good structure, it tells the model
mm,
exactly what you need, and it's a one shot, it goes in and it's built out
yeah,
something.
Yeah.
And I thought,
You know what I think you could do, Shabs, as well? You could like
yeah,
literally create a wrapper for nena.com/studio, right? So you could be the ideation part where you are helping people with the idea. So so you've got your app and it wraps Nena. So it's got a link, you just Nena, so it feeds into Nena, basically. And you help people with the ideation on your end, and then that ideation gets into a prompt. So even if they're one-shotting it, it's kind of like, okay, what do you want to build? Someone can type it, and then yours refines that. You know, because
it
you
refines
remember how
the
you
idea,
help me,
and
yeah, do that logo, yeah, something like that. So you're using all the intelligence in helping structure the idea, which then feeds into a Nena, one shot the app. You see what I'm saying? So just that
yeah,
alone
Mm.
is it's a rapper. That's what everyone is creating nowadays. It's a rapper. Like literally, I think more and more people are gonna rap other apps. So you have a rapper that's rapping another app that does something. So you don't have to do the heavy lifting yourself. You see what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought of that, and then I thought of going slightly different, right? And the
Okay.
idea was to basically um, be able to almost create like a pitch deck sort of solution of the idea, right? And I think I
Hmm.
discussed this with you a couple of weeks or months ago, um,
Okay.
when I saw something interesting where um, these guys had created, and this was based on Nano Banana. Uh, I
Mm.
think it was Nano Banana, it was Gemini 3 Pro at that time, right? So they would
Yeah.
have a rolling sort of video going on the left hand side, and then on the right hand side, you'd have a story that they're telling, right?
Mm.
Of what is happening. So the two are moving together in synchronicity, right?
Yeah.
Um, as I'm reading the story, right, you actually seeing the visual changing towards like what is actually happening. And I'm thinking if
Yeah.
I could take um, that concept, right, and create my ideation. So all I'm giving you is ideation, right? But the way that I'm giving you ideation is I first of all synthesize and structure your prompt. Then after structuring your prompt, I do the validation, and after the validation, then you get this. It's almost like a storytelling of visual and the
Mm.
actual text on the other side. So that's kind of where I'm now going, just to play around with something fun, something visual, something different, because it's not in the market at the moment. You know, yeah. So that's
Hmm.
kind of where I'm going,
Yeah.
and I'm looking to change the current application from what it looks like to that sort of format. So once I get inside the application, that will be the final output. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Nice.
where I am. Let me see if I
Nice.
can switch this on for you guys to also show you. And also, one of the things I realized, so they're calling it Nano Banana 2, which is like the the version that is being built on Gemini 3.1 Pro. It's
Hmm.
actually very good at image generation and video and all of that. It is amazing.
Mm.
I think I was showing you the one shot that I did
Yeah.
for this application when I was
Mm.
playing with it. I think it was last week. Yeah, it is amazingly good. Like
Hmm.
guys, you have to leverage this. You know,
Yeah.
Gemini 3.1 from a reasoning capability as well as from a image generation is just that good. Yeah.
Hmm,
My system is taking a little bit longer than I
no
thought.
worries.
Um,
Yeah.
me a
Yeah, no,
little
you
bit
can bring it up once you're ready.
once
So you're
it
gonna use an API to integrate the Nano Banana into your app. Um, an API key, right? Is
yeah,
there a
yeah,
separate API key for
it
Nano
has to be a
Banana, or
paid
do you?
version.
Sorry?
So it's an API key for Gemini 3.1, which has
Oh,
Nano
use the one
Banana
for.
already. Yeah,
Okay.
it
Where
it's
do you
Gemini
get that? Is that
3.1
on
Pro.
AI Studio?
You can get it from AI Studio, but you will also have to set up a Google account to get the paid version. Once you get the paid
Okay.
version, then it's almost like a subscription where you'll be charged in
Right.
order for you to carry on a monthly basis, how to generate this.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be generating multiple version of this visual story that I'm telling for different people. So it obviously has to be a longer period of subscription with Google. So yeah,
Right. Okay.
no,
Right. No, that's all good. So once you're ready, you'll share. I just wanted to share something that I came across the other day. It's something that we've had for a while on base, but I think it's just been so long since we built mini apps the old
yeah.
way. But I wanted to share the mini app asset generator, right? I think
Mm-hmm.
this was made by Sohei like a long time ago. I don't know if you remember this, Lloyd, but we once came across this.
The mini app.
Um, yeah, so when
Yes.
you're building mini
Yeah,
apps,
I remember
there's
this.
all those images that you need to add to your app, right? And that's where a lot of people kind of struggle because they've got specific sizes, right? Like your logo, the hero image, which is and the
Yeah.
splash screen. So when you open up the base app, it shows the splash screen. The hero is your preview image. Then there's the logo and the icon and the button, right? For your app. So in the App Store, it appears. So there's this generator here that allows you to actually, generate your assets. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Nice.
and then you can download them. So I thought, wow, this was actually something that I saw a long time ago, but then I think I totally forgot about it. And then I came across it the other day when I was just sort of like searching around these mini app
Mm.
assets. So if anyone is working on a base app and they're wondering like how can you make it appear on the so you're working on a mini app and you're wondering how does it appear on the base app and you need all those specific sizes, this will create some of those sizes. It doesn't create all of them because the screenshots are missing, but at least you'll get the three like most important ones. I think yeah, you can add an icon there and then it will help you generate those. Okay. So these are not
Yeah.
all. I think there is still three screenshots sizes that you need. But yeah, at least these create the basic ones. So that's something to remember, by the way. Okay. And then
Yeah.
the other thing I wanted to share was, let me see. Did we go through base builds or we just spoke about it? Um,
Base builds. I think we just spoke about it.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
So
We
to
did.
ask for
We think
anyone who
we did
wants
a
to,
very slow look at it, but we didn't
yeah,
really go through all the way.
yeah. Okay. So guys, base.dev is a platform where you track your app's analytics, right? So if people are using your app and you want, because if you've noticed that the leaderboard is moved from the base app. So the base app only now has featured apps, and there's a way to get your app featured. Okay, so we'll go through all of that. So you go to base.dev, and you sign in with your base account. So when you're building your app, this is where number one you check, you troubleshoot. Okay, so So you first sign into base.dev, and if you've already built your app, say in Maina, you then could open this on a new tab, base.dev/preview, and then this is where you check your app. So let me pull up an app I've done, an app URL. Okay, so let me copy this. So base.dev/preview. This is where you preview your app and you troubleshoot. You have a look at your manifest and see if everything is working. Okay. So you go and
Yeah.
click submit over there, and then it will show you. So this is what we call the hero image, right? So this needs to show up, and this needs to be, the ready needs to be functional, right? Because otherwise no one can see your app. Then if you see on the bottom right hand corner here, there's this little white tab. It's always minimized, so you can maximize it. They should have made this bigger actually. So that's the preview of my app. Okay. So that's how you can preview your actual app without using Farcaster, right? So if the ready didn't call, so let's call a ready call, you were not going to see anything here. It was going to be white. So it was going to be blank. Okay. And then if you want to check the account association, it needs to be green. This is where you check it out. So if you haven't signed the account association, this is going to be red. If your app doesn't have a domain, it's going to be red. If you haven't signed the manifest, this is going to be red as well. Okay. And then on the metadata side, all these items need to be green. And then at the bottom here, this is where in your app code, there's something that's called a farcaster.json file. It contains all these items, right? So if any of these are blank, it means there's something missing. You would need to fix it, right? So some of these are those images I was telling you about, like this hero image, okay? The screenshot image. And then there are obviously rules around how long the description should be. So some of these things is normally just like there needs to be a certain number of characters. So it does show you when you highlight. And then if you have a problem, it will show you what the problem is over there. So this would be red, and then it would show you what the problem is. Okay. So yeah, so that's
Yeah.
if you're building mini apps, this is a very valuable tool to be able to check and preview why your app is probably not working, so you know where to fix. Okay. And then if you click on, of course, on leaderboard, you'll be able to see all the leaderboards now. So they've got it now by base app. So this is all the mini apps on the base app. Okay. So if your app, so once you register your app on base app, okay, let me show you guys something. Once you register it, you can go to settings. So how to register your app. So when you first go to base.dev, it normally would give you a screen like this. Okay, let me show you guys. So you normally get a screen like this that says register your app. So this is where you would add your app's URL and then you'd click register, right? And then a pop-up screen will come up which has an HTML. I've already registered this one, so I'm not going to do it again. But there'll be a pop-up screen. Let me see. Maybe I can just make up. Okay, let me say monopolis.com. Okay, so if you click register, it will create okay, so this screen would come up, right? And then you click verify URL, and then you would get this HTML code. Okay, so you're supposed to copy this and go and paste it in your manifest file. So if you have a vibe code, just go and paste it in your your chat window, and it's gonna put it in the right place. Okay. Then you deploy it, then you come back here and paste the URL again, of which I use .com, and then you can verify. So this verify basically signs, it creates the account association. So it puts this app ID, okay, onto your actual app, verifies it and associates it with your profile here. In a nutshell, registering your app onto base.dev. Okay. The unfortunate part with base.dev is that you can't delete for now. Okay, so whatever you add, you can't delete it. So you see, I've added monopolize.com. I can't delete it until they make that option available. Okay, so these are some of the apps I've added. And then when you want to check your analytics, you will check them over here. So you can check both off-chain and on-chain analytics. As you can see, off-chain are stuff that transactions that didn't happen in the base app. Okay, so these are transactions where maybe I'm using it as a web app, or a user is, or I haven't set up, tracking transactions on the base app. And I'm not sure if this will track testnet as well, but probably. So yeah, and then on-chain would normally be mainnet, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. So yeah, so this is where you check how many users are using your app, and if these are on-chain or off-chain users. Okay. And yeah, you can see all those analytics over there. Okay. And then if you want to appear on the leaderboard, okay, so I showed you guys this leaderboard just now, where you have all the popular apps. So there's the base apps, the mini apps, and then there's the base chain. The base chain is a new one that they've just added. This is for all apps, all major apps that are actually on base. So you see they've got stuff like the base app itself, and all these other apps like the exchanges that are not necessarily on the base app. It's just apps on base, even like Pancake Swap, right? So these are just any major apps that are actually using base out there, will appear somewhere here. Okay. But on our side, if you're a builder, then your apps, if you're getting a lot of traction, then you'd appear on this section of the leaderboard. Okay. And then so let me go back there. So to appear on the leaderboard, you would need to go to settings. Okay, so you need to select your app on the top hand corner there. So once you register your apps on base.dev, they appear on the top. There's a little drop down over there. Then you can select whichever app you want, right? And then if you want it to appear on the leaderboard, you need to click this. So you see this is clicked off, and then you can click it on again. Okay. So if you want it to be tracked on the leaderboard, that's where you'd add that. And then if you want to add, let's say you've got multiple websites, or you've got another website for your app, you can always add a URL here. Okay. A domain, sorry, for your app. You can add the URL over there. Okay. And when you do add it, you need to go through the basics of, once again, copying this HTML, going to your app, pasting it in the manifest, and then deploying, and then coming back here and verifying. Okay. So perhaps you want to change the URL of the app or something. So this is where you could do it. And then what else? So builder codes. Okay, so you want to add members first. So you see currently, so if we're a team and I want to add Shabs, I want to add Lloyd, and we're all builders of the app, this is where you go. You go to members, and then you'd add, copy and paste their wallet addresses, and then save. So now they will have access to base.dev to check the analytics as well. Okay. And then builder codes. So if your app is doing transactions, so builder codes are a way of tracking the actual financial value of your app, right? So in the other analytics, the basic analytics just tracks the users and not so much the amount of money. So this one tracks the actual transactions. So it adds a tag to all your transactions, right? So they can be verified that these transactions are happening on the base app. Okay. So yeah, you add this builder code. There's some documentation around builder codes. So if you go to base docs, there are instructions around how to let me see, builder codes for developers. Okay. So builder code. Then another thing, guys, there's an AI assistant on the docs page that will in most cases it will assist you with like any technical issues that you're having. So if you want a quick solution, you're struggling with something on the base app, you can come to the AI assistant, ask it. It's actually very good. So this is a tool that we use every day to help other people troubleshoot their issues, right? So if someone asks me a question and I actually don't understand the context of the question, I come here, I paste that question, and then it gives me some insights, and then it gives me a starting point on how to, help that person. Because sometimes you have people that are like, especially builders, right? They kind of like, type in short form, so they don't type a long story. So you might not have the context, so this helps a lot. So if you can help with people that are typing in short form, it can help you if you are a builder and you're really trying to solve something. Okay, so you see, it's giving me a builder codes overview. It's giving me a builder codes for developers. Okay, so this then shows you on the documentation how to add your builder codes. So Base is really encouraging everybody. So if you're building for Base batches, they want you to register your app on base.dev, and they want you to add builder codes if your app is doing transactions. So keep that in mind, guys, that this is something that's like becoming is core practice now. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, then I think that's it. So with Builder course, there's two parts to it, right? So there's a documentation, and then you need to copy this. I still need to add a Builder code to my app, so I still need to do this myself. But the documentation is really, really pretty straightforward. It's not really that complicated. You can just copy the page if you're not sure, and go and paste in your VS Code in your chat terminal, and the AI will help you sort it out. And yeah, then that's it. Then your transactions are tracked. So you'll be able to see on your dashboard the financials in your app. And then, of course, you'll see over here, they've already put get started with builder codes. So that's great. For Paymaster credits as well, if your app is doing a bit of numbers, you can always claim this. But for Paymaster, you obviously need to go to the Coinbase developer platform and get the Paymaster endpoint. You're going to need to set up an account, get the Paymaster endpoint, paste it in your app. So your app can have free transactions, right? So your users don't pay for transactions. Okay. Excuse me. And then
Yeah.
if you want your app to be featured inside the base app, so because what we've shown you here is the leaderboard, right? But if you go to the base app now, you'll see that it says featured apps, and it's not normally got a short list of apps they actually feature, right? So it's kind of like in your app store, all the apps that appear with the big blocks, they normally pay for advertising. But base app is offering this as a free service for apps that are doing some traction, right? So
Yeah.
there's an application form for that. So there's a checklist first and foremost, okay? So that link takes you to the checklist. So you need to satisfy some things first. So your app needs to, meet some specific design guidelines. You need to have all the images set, which is they're called creatives. Um, yeah, and you need to have been registered on base.dev. Builder codes needs to be in place. Um, and there's other things like shareability. So you need to set up a lot of the stuff that you'll find in the builder docs. But if you follow these guidelines, they will show you. And then the last part is there is a document to fill in. Let me see. There's a document that you need to submit, that you need to fill in to apply for. Let me ask the AI. So where's the document to fill for featured apps? So there's a Word document that you must submit to have your app featured in the base app. Okay. Okay, where is the document? Okay, where is the? Okay, no. Give me link to application form featured apps. Base app. come on, this thing is it's giving me. So it's a Google Doc for featured apps. I had so much faith in it, it's letting me down. And this is the thing that actually gave me the link and told me about the doc. I didn't know about it, and so when I was searching on something, it gave me a link the other day.
Yeah, it's probably your wording, how you wording
Mm,
whatever you want. And it's going, I don't remember.
Jeez. Okay.
Because
Yeah.
you know what,
So
this is
go ahead.
a really good example of understanding uh,
Mm,
different models and why certain things happen. Because in this instant you're probably asking a simple question that you've asked before, right? But the output is
mm,
different from what you got before, right? Which
yeah.
means to say that it doesn't matter whether you're using the same model or something else. The way that they
Hmm.
are designed is not necessarily to give you the exact same output, once you ask a question,
Mm,
because that is counterintuitive to the design and commercial element of what the frontier model developers are trying to achieve.
yeah.
So we look and we like, yeah, but this thing is bad.
Ah,
No,
there we
it is
go.
not. It is
Okay.
actually
Right, I found it. It's
built
called the
for
mini app
purpose.
placement. It's a mini app placement submission. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Ah, maybe these guys have removed it, actually. Maybe that's why. Ah, so they might be updating this. Okay, so there's some changes happening on the base app. All right, so there's a possibility that this document is being updated because I did view it a few days ago, but I
Hmm.
see that on base.dev, they've actually got a thing in there to say they're performing some upgrades, so the analytics, etc., etc. Okay, so they've been making changes. Okay, so the document used to be here, it's no longer available. Um, okay, so I think they'll probably add a link to it, possibly, but I will make a point to ask the team to see if they will add it on on somewhere on this base.dev to make it easy for everybody, right? Because yeah, I don't think it's available right now. Okay. So yeah, so that's basically base.dev in a nutshell, right? I think yeah, we've covered base.dev, build the codes. The only thing we don't have is the application form, but once that becomes available, we'll run you guys. I'll run it by you guys. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's basically it on that side. Yeah, so that's something that I just wanted to point out for anyone building mini apps, um, or building on base in general. So it doesn't matter what you're building on base. Now you need to register it on base.dev so it can be trackable. The app doesn't have to be a mini app. You can track anything on base.dev. You can add builder codes to anything on base.dev. So as long as you are doing transactions, I think you can add builder codes. So it's just a new way for tracking, like all your financials in your app, tracking users in your app. So base.dev can embrace anything, even that's not a mini app. Could be just anything that's as long as it's on chain and it's on base.
Yeah.
It can be tracked. Okay. So yeah, so that's
Yeah.
the gist of tracking mini apps or tracking
Um,
stuff on base.
Google, sorry.
Um, yeah.
I remember the last time when we were talking about like base batches, we went to the
Hmm.
base batches website, and I think we by then only one person had submitted. Is it possible for you to
Oh
share your
yeah.
screen? We see how many people have submitted so
See.
far.
Yeah.
Just kind of get a gist of like what other people have built,
Hmm.
like so that people can just have a feel of how it kind of looks and how
Hmm.
most people's projects kind of look like, or the ideas or
Well,
the type of ideas that people are applying
yeah.
for.
Let me actually go to my um the site so I can access my dev folio. Okay, so let's see. Let's start with the startup track, right?
Yes.
Click apply, and then so okay. So let me see how. Let's see. Go to application. Okay, so it doesn't actually allow us to view this right now. Remember, you could just view projects in the past, right? There was
Um,
a tab.
there's so you have to apply.
You have to apply
Um,
to
yeah,
be able to see that. Go to application.
yeah.
Hmm.
Um, yeah,
Okay,
I
so I
remember.
think I need to fill all that in and then submit an application before I can see. So unfortunately, I can't see projects. But yeah, I used to be able to see projects in the past
I'm
without
sorry.
actually filling in an application.
Try to replace everything in your search and then type base space batches space projects, and it might pick up on uh, the URL that you use, space batches space projects. Yeah, there
Okay,
you
there
go.
we go. Project.
There you go.
But it's got zero. Okay. All right. So I think they're
No,
not
it's just
showing.
loading.
Oh, it's got some projects. Well
Yeah.
done. Hey, my guy, Lloyd, you know so much, bro. This man knows the whole internet. No, it's great to have this knowledge, man. You've just taught me something. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, we can see actually
9.
some. mm. So these are some of the guys that have um okay, so this one was a
Submitted, yes.
student track,
Oh,
NFT
this is
arena. So these are
student track.
student track, yeah. Okay. Um
Oh, yes, it
student
was a
track.
student track that we were looking at. I think
Oh, it was a student track.
it
Okay.
was, yeah.
All right. So there's nine people have submitted. Okay, so it's
Yeah.
still early days for student track, right?
Yeah, still early days for the
I
student
wonder
track.
if there was another way to check. So if we change here to
Startup.
startup track,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
Let's check it out. So this would be start up track. I hope this works.
Maybe startup with a
No.
dash, like start dash up.
Oh, start dash up. Okay.
And isn't it up with an A?
And A in terms of?
Startup.
Is that how
Press
they
enter.
put it in their documentation?
We can try press enter.
Hmm.
And no.
No.
So I don't think you can see the startup track
Oh,
until you
let's
apply.
have a look. Let's see what they could be calling it as well. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Overview. Okay, they did call it startup track as one word. Okay, so it's startup base batches startup track dash 3. Okay, maybe it's not 3. So maybe this is 1. Assuming there's 3 tracks, right?
Yeah.
No. So maybe there is no number. I don't know. We'll just try all of them. Okay, let's try 2. Not zilch. Let's try no
No,
number.
I think it's I think you just have to apply. When you apply, you should be able to then see.
There we
Um,
go. We found it.
oh no, this is for 2.
Oh, it's empty. Okay. Start up
No,
track base
it was
batches.
for
Oh,
base
it's base
patches
batches
2.
002.
The
All
previous
right. So
one,
the
yeah.
number
Mm.
is for so the number is for 3. Okay, so start up track. Okay, so maybe yeah, you only see it when we apply, right?
Yeah, only when you apply.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
okay. Now that's it. Okay, so we can't see it unfortunately, but at least we've seen a couple of students have applied.
Yeah.
Where are those? Yeah, so if anybody wants to check those out, you can take time to go and see. Let me see, where are we here? Base batch is 3. Oh, project spotlight. Okay, so oh no, so there's no summary here. Okay. Okay, no, there's nothing. No, there's no projects. Okay. All right. So anyway, guys, you know the deadlines. They're on the website batches.base.org, and then you'll be able to check out whatever track that you want. But the startup track is closing pretty soon, so it's just a few
Yeah.
days. On the 9th of
Maybe I think
March.
three
Yeah.
days or so.
Yeah.
3 or
So yeah,
4.
4 days and 90 hours. Okay. So remember, guys, that this clock is counting. I don't know what time zone it's counting, but it's probably like what, New York or San Francisco. I'm not sure, but keep that in mind, right? So it might be different in your time zone as well, in terms of when it actually closes. So just keep that in mind. And yeah, I don't think there's much to be said because we've about these tracks. We've spoken about them at length, but they are self-explanatory. It's pretty simple and straightforward if you go there and read. Okay. Yeah. Is there
Yeah.
anything else that we need to cover on this subject, guys?
I think currently not at the moment, unless if somebody had maybe like help they needed to do maybe like touch-ups that you need added to your app. You can always come on like the session, or you can hit us up directly. I've gotten a few people, I think 2, who wanted me to just help them out with their project. So that's something I'm doing tomorrow. But it's not really like big bugs, just a few touch-ups. So if anybody else also wants, help, you can always hit me up. You can hit Google app or Shabs app, or feel free to go to the base dev Discord as well. So you've got a lot of resources and a lot of people who've got like the skills and time to actually help you out to make sure that your project comes out on point. So yeah, feel free to just hit us up.
And I see Herix.base.eth has been posting in the comments, and he's saying he's building Gatify.
Oh,
And
proof of
it's,
attendance protocol.
Proof of attendance, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to come onto a session. So okay, we'll invite you to the next one. Oh, who is this?
One
Okay,
delay.
so somebody else. Okay, so one delay. How do you get on to? Okay, so you can send me an email. The email I normally send out the invites to, google@ribbonprotocol.org. Just send me an email requesting, or you can send me WhatsApp DM, or you can post in the WhatsApp group. You can post in the Telegram group. You can post on and tag at Based Southern Africa, at Based Southern AF. Tag me at Gwes, GWESS. Tags Lloyd.
Based Zambia is fine.
And Shabs. Yeah. And Shabs Karamba. Yeah. So you can go to X and tag us, and then request. But one day I think I've seen your email, because you're pretty consistent in attending these and in filling our subscription form. So one delay, I think it's one delay. Is it one delay Shabangu? I think I've seen your email. So send me an email as well with your request, and then we can have you on the next session. So we can try and accommodate you guys even on the Tuesday session at 7 p.m. next week.
Yeah.
Okay, so if anybody has anything to show, you want to show the community what you're building, you have some apps, then reach out and we'll you know have you come
We'll help you out.
onto the live stream and showcase what you're doing. I just want to quickly showcase Herix's app. So I guess he wants people to use it. I'm not sure, but let's see if it connects. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes. Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay. So I'm trying to connect Herix app. Okay, the wallet connection is great. And then
Oh, I like how
initiate scan.
I like the color as well, like the feel that
Mm,
it gives for like the landing page. It's got this
yeah,
minimalistic professional feel.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's building a digital imprint of your physical journey. Okay, so this is proof of attendance, right? So you could create events, I guess. If you're having an event, you could create an event and then you could scan. Oh, okay. So it scans. I see it's got a pop-up camera. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, can you guys see me on his pop-up camera?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I really
yeah.
like the
That's
interface.
actually really dope.
Mm,
Yeah.
enter code. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then what do I do? Okay, I don't know, but okay, I think I kind of get what he's trying to do.
I think the code would have already been sent to you
Okay,
via
so there'll be some
either
type of a code
email or
that you
via
match.
SMS. Yeah.
Okay, authenticate manual input. Okay, so this would, I guess, capture attendance, right? Oh, where
Mm.
did I go? Okay. Okay. All right. I think we'll need to have you, Herix, come on Tuesday, 7 p.m., and maybe show everybody what you're doing. Okay. So, Herix, reach out to me via email. I think you have my email, you have my WhatsApp, because I remember you from the last base batches. So,
Yeah.
reach out to me, and then I'll send you an invite to the next live stream, and you can actually show people what this is all about. But this looks great. And I think it works for in real life events. I don't know if you're doing it for virtual events as well. But yeah, you can also create things like a leaderboard for your app, Herix, and have a leaderboard of people who've like attended, um, a lot of events. So if it's around the base ecosystem, people who've attended hackathons, people who've attended meetups, have some leaderboards so people can actually show off because people nowadays like to, we live on the internet. So just suggesting some features that you can add. You might already have them, but maybe you could come and show us how those work. Okay. Right. Okay, so I think that's kind of like um all we can cover for today. Is there anything else that we need to touch on, guys?
Not
Uh,
currently from my side. No, not yet.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
no, nothing from my side either. I was trying to just log into my application and you know just
Mm-hmm.
so I can show you guys. Unfortunately,
When?
there was like a rollback. I didn't save the um, update that I did the last time
Yeah.
on my landing page to just show the quality of Nano Banana. So I'm running it in the background
Mm-hmm.
for it to create a new landing page. It's slightly different,
No
but it's
worries.
not showing properly because it
Mm.
hasn't finished. Or it's about to finish.
Yeah.
Maybe let's share it and just see as
Okay.
it's running through that lost era. Yeah,
Mm.
then you guys can see
Yeah.
uh, what it's able to do.
Yeah. Speaking of which, that issue you're talking about now, it's always wise to deploy whatever you're doing, right? Even if you can deploy it to some URL that you don't, you're not going to use. So whatever you're building, I know we have a tendency to, like, what's happening to Shabs. You have a tendency to leave it in session and say, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna,
I'll
steal
get back
this,"
to
and
it.
yeah, push it to GitHub, and deploy to some URL, you know, so you can be able to access it, online if you ever need it. Okay, so keeping it in your, just in your VS Code as code sometimes you can miss up on opportunities, or sometimes you
Yeah.
don't know which version you pushed, and you're trying to roll back. You're trying to figure out which was the best version,
Which
because sometimes you carry on working, and then if you're working on like something like VS Code, and you're using, something like Claude Sonnet, at some point it starts to auto, push to your GitHub. So sometimes it might push to
yeah,
GitHub when you're not ready, and then it overwrites a version that was probably more stable. Okay, and then you now have to you have to have this issue of trying to figure out which last deployed one, was the appropriate one. And if you have vibe coder, most vibe coders might not know how to find their last stable one. But then if you know how to work around your GitHub, you'll be able to go to your GitHub, and you'll be able to review that. Okay. So rolling back, it's much better now, but I think around sometime this time last year, it used to be hell. So if anyone was using,
yeah,
like, what's the other one, Trey last year,
Trey, I was
like,
using little
you
Trey.
know, yeah, it was a bit difficult to go and find, to try and roll back to a version that you actually preferred. But now the rollbacks are much better, if you're using Claude. Okay. But the best way is always to deploy as soon as possible to Vercel, or to push to GitHub, and then, try and keep track what time when you pushed, because then you can just tell your VS Code to find it by such and such a time or a date when you were working on it, and it will find it and it can restore that. Okay.
yeah.
And then another trick I found recently, guys, right? So I was building an app on two platforms. I was building an app in AI Studio, and I was also building it in VS Code. So now I had two different versions of the same app. Okay. I added more features in AI Studio, and then I had some other nice features like the infrastructure, the database, and all that in VS Code. But the AI Studio one didn't have the database and the environment variables. It didn't have the endpoints and the API and all that. So there was nothing there. So I wanted to merge these things, right? So
Yeah.
I was able to ask Claude Sonnet, on my VS Code, how do I get this done? So it told me that, okay, on your the VS Code, okay, let's create a branch for production, because you've got all your backend and all that. So it pushed that to production from VS Code. So now my GitHub had two branches now. It had the main branch and the production branch of my app, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now on my AI Studio, because that's where I'd initially built the app, which had pushed it to main, right? It told me go to
Yeah.
your AI Studio after you've done all your updates, push it to your main, because that was working on the front end and the AI capabilities of my app, right? Using Gemini 3.1. So now I had all the AI functionality in the main branch of my GitHub, and then I had all the the app with all the backend and all the base stuff like sign in with base, the base account, and all that stuff in the production. And then it told me now I can merge these two, and I said yes, and it was able to now to take from the one branch, the main branch, into the production branch without breaking my app, and add all the latest stuff. Then it deployed to production, and my app was working. So yeah, so guys, when we work with these AIs, like if you run into issues, as long as you remember your timestamp, when I made these changes, where I made it, and what did I do, when you chat to Claude, it's going to tell you how to solve those issues. So for me, that was like a serious learning curve, of a problem I had, and it was able to solve it very easily. Okay. Over to you, Shabs.
Yeah.
You were sharing, but I saw there was an error there. What's happening?
Yeah, so there's an error. Let me share
Okay.
again. there's an error. It's just it keeps going through the error. Unfortunately, we're not able to deal with that as quickly as possible in order to take advantage of the time. But it was just to highlight like how good this model is.
Yeah.
If you just give it the right prompts.
Okay. So your screen is on.
So maybe you
What
can
are we
still
looking at?
see
We're
it.
looking at your VS Code.
My
Okay.
screen is on. Yeah, so my VS Code is still going through the error. It's like
Oh, okay.
it's running. I'm trying to sort it out. Now I'm just running it again in order
Yeah.
to fix this. Basically, if you know what you need in the background, like the quality, and forgive the error. Let's see. Maybe we are in luck, and it's actually done what it's supposed to do. Okay,
There we
we
go.
are in luck. Okay. Ah, Niaman. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need to just spend some time to do that.
No, no worries.
But
Maybe you can
yeah,
show us on Tuesday, right?
yeah. Let me show you on Tuesday, and I think on Tuesday I might even have the inside already done as well, because the inside would be just from a presentation perspective, another way to
Yeah.
present ideas. And I was thinking, okay, so if I'm able to present ideas in a different light,
Yeah.
might even go across to different sort of genres when we do this. It doesn't necessarily have to be just an idea. So from an ideation perspective, it may not have as much legs, but maybe from like a CV perspective. So what story can you tell from a CV perspective if you had to somebody had to scroll down your CV in terms of accomplishment, and what imagery would you put on the side, right, to storytell? So
Yeah.
that makes your CV stand out, right? Because there's no CV like that, right? And that's leveraging AI, leveraging modern capability, intelligence, keeping up with the times. So you're able to validate and say that I am the sort of worker that you want because I'm keeping up with the times, and I can do the work, and here's my prior history of what I've done. And you can link that maybe to a blockchain and say, okay, I want certain specific people to be able to see my data and have control over your data in a more robust manner, as opposed to you send your CV out there and you don't know who's looking at it. It's just somebody
Yeah.
that pretends to be a recruiter. It goes everywhere, and so maybe there's a way to move it from where I'm actually using it. This is obviously the first look at this, and where I see that I can immediately use it right within base right now. But I think there's obviously other elements that I can look at, and different industries where I can apply trust, I can apply storytelling, and I can apply differentiation within a flooded market to be able to stand out as an AI native sort of employee, right? So CV comes to mind, journalism comes to mind. If you're writing a story from a journalism perspective, okay, could you visually tell me that story as well? As I read, the pictures are basically coming through and depicting what I'm reading. Could that be interesting? And would somebody adopt that from a marketing perspective, from a just differentiation again perspective? So there's, now that I've sat with it, there's actually various applications that I could use that format in. It's just right now it's on ideation. So yeah,
Mm.
hopefully Tuesday I can have something that visually somebody can be able to look at and say, oh, okay, so that's what he's talking about. That's the
Mhm.
art of storytelling. That's the art of pitching. That's the art of all these other things. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Then shout outs to Bobby and Rhea, um, giving us a shout out there. And I see, is this Herix, I think, or Harper responded regarding the app that we had on screen. It's just clarifying how it works. So you would need to create an
Mm.
event to be able to scan the QR codes. Okay, so yeah, maybe you guys can come on next Tuesday. By the way, guys, when we speak to you guys again on Tuesday, the startup track might be closed.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. So if you're waiting for Tuesday to show off whatever you want to show off, make sure you've applied for it. Okay,
yeah,
you've submitted your application to the startup track. Okay, right.
Yeah, it would
And
be
then
nice
one
to
other
see
thing.
some things
Mhm.
that people have actually submitted if you've submitted and you'd like to show. That would be cool as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. I got one more tip for you guys. Right. Um, base Discord. Right. So this is where you'll
Yes.
find me on most days nowadays. Right. This is where I interact with people because what's going on is that us DevRels are assisting people like with all their problems. Okay, so if you go to the
Yes.
base dev Discord, it's called Build on Base, if I'm not mistaken, right? How do I check
Yes.
this? Okay, but I think it's called Build on Base. Okay, but anyway, there's a section over here that under base developers. That's where the action happens. So if you have any issues, you have to raise a new issue over here, right? So you have to raise a new issue, like a new post in this channel. Okay. And that's where, we're going to help you with all the problems. But they've also got dedicated channels underneath here so if you're building AI agents, this is where you can come and talk about AI agents. So if it's just generic based builds, you can talk about it here. Mini apps, so here you're chatting with the community, but you also have the other base devrels responding to any problems on these channels. Node operators or anyone who's dealing with nodes, or just generic developer chat, is over there. But then whenever you can raise like a new issue, you can raise it over here and it can be very as technical as you want it to be. And this is where we're going to help you. Okay. So guys, a lot of the assistance is being encouraged on the Discord. Okay. Then one other thing that you need to do when you sign up to the Discord, you won't have access to some channels. So to be able to get access to some channels, you need to go to something called guild.xyz /base and then /builders -founders. So you need to sign in to that guild with your a wallet address, maybe that you've been using to like maybe publish your mini apps, or a wallet address that is transactions. So if you have a base app wallet, you could use that to sign in, right? But if you're using MetaMask or any other wallets, it's fine as well. Okay. So you sign in and then you complete some basic guilds. So there's things like if you've deployed a contract, there's a scoring system. You come and verify, and then it will check if your wallet address has any contracts that you've deployed onto mainnet. And then you connect your GitHub. It will check if you have how many commits you've done on GitHub. Okay, so if you've been building on GitHub, it's going to check, and then it's going to give you a score. But just I think by initially signing in and verifying one of these, and then claiming this, there's this little thing that you claim here, but it requires 0.0006 ETH to claim. Okay. So when you claim this badge, it like literally gives you access to all the channels on Discord. Okay. So this is more like a security thing they've put around Discord, so they are not getting all the spammers and stuff like that. Okay. So yeah, if you're a builder, check this out. Check out the Discord,
Nice.
and you'll find me hanging out. There's a lot of us that are helping out on the Discord, and it doesn't matter what time zone you are in. Some of the guys are in different time zones, so they'll be awake, in the middle of the night or in the AMs or whatever. So there'll always be somebody to help you there. So it doesn't matter how technical your problem is or how problematic it is or whatever, but there's a whole dedicated team in the base Discord to help you out. Okay. So yeah, so come
Yeah.
through, bring your most toughest problems. We've got all the people that have actually built like the base app, who are building the chain. That's where they also come every now and then and they assist with some of the problems. Okay. So yeah, so and then you can also reach out with other builders in the community. If you also want to share and showcase whatever you're building, you want advice, you go to any of those specific channels, you'll get a lot of the advice from there. Okay. So yeah, check out the base Discord, guys. Okay. Yeah, I
Nice.
think that's kind of it for today. Is there anything
Yeah.
that we need to cover from your end,
No.
guys? Lloyd?
No. For me, not yet.
No.
Okay. Shabs, any last words then for the day before we end the call?
For
Uh,
me, the usual,
Mm-hmm.
experiment, build, and discover new things. It's always fun to experiment. You
Yeah.
definitely come across things that are not only interesting, but you never know. You might discover what we're all looking for. So yeah, play
Mm,
around with it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lloyd. Shabs?
yeah, I agree with Lloyda. I think experiment, uh, again, research, guys. Um, I cannot overly emphasize on
Mm,
research and what research can do for you in terms of quality, idea generation, and
mm-hmm.
finding your niche. That's the only way you'll be able to do it. It's either that or read, guys. Read a lot. Expose yourself to different things. You're on the internet all the time. Like, take the time to actually open your eyes and experience things.
Yeah.
And if you use that light in order to now come back as a developer to see what you can produce, I think you'll be able to find amazing little nuances which you can hone
Mm,
in and be able to build something amazing. So research, read, experience. It's all about what you experience. Then you can build something of value.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Oh, thank you very much. On my end, it's just deadlines. So by the time we speak to you guys next week, Tuesday, the base batches startup track will be closed. So if you are a startup, the opportunity will be gone. But if you're a student, there will still be, room for you. If you're a startup and you missed the startup track, you can still build something in robotics. So we'll be talking from next week. We're only going to discuss on robotics and the student track. Okay. So yeah, so keep that in mind, guys. So still submit your applications. So deadlines are important. Don't wait till the last minute. And then keep in mind that there's things like a video. There's going to be like, I think, yeah, just read the information. I think you also need to write like a light paper along the way if you are shortlisted. But all the stuff is there on the dev folio. Okay, so just read the finer details. Figure out what you need to that your application is up to track. Always keep in mind that you are pitching your company, so an investor needs to feel like you are bankable. So the people that make decisions on these things need to feel like you are they can trust you with money. Okay, I think that's what it comes down to. Can we trust this person with this money?
Yeah.
So whatever you are writing in your application, it's a pitch. It's conveying your whether you can be trusted and you can take that money and turn it into good use and build an app that will onboard more people onto base. So that's basically the whole you know, um, the whole idea behind these things, right? Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, so from my end, that's just it. Deadlines, and to be very, you know, particular and specific in your application. Okay. I think that's it for the day. Thank you very much for everybody who joined in. We weirdly enough, we had a lot of people. There's over 105 viewers on a Thursday afternoon. So this is very strange, but thank you for the numbers.
It's
And wishing,
raining, bruh.
yeah, you think so? Yeah, and then hoping you guys will interact on our socials, um, you know, on the Telegram, on X, on the WhatsApp groups, and hoping you guys can also come onto the Discord with any problems you're having, and then we'll help you out over there. So thank you, Lloyd, thank you, Shabs, thank you to our viewers, and this cheers for
Anytime.
now. We'll catch you on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Thank you. Bye bye.
Cheers,
Thanks,
guys.
guys. BM.